A skinny stray dog was seen carrying a chunk of beef into the jungle every single day. No one knew where it was going or why, until one man decided to follow. And what he discovered, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, left the entire village speechless. Stay until the very end, because the ending will break your heart in a way no one expected. The man was Samuel, 64 years old, a retired forest ranger who now lived alone in a small wooden hut at the edge of the Amazon jungle. He had spent his whole life protecting wildlife, knowing every bird call, every bend of the river. Now, in his old age, his only joy was to quietly watch the forest and listen to its heartbeat as if it were his own. For weeks, Samuel had noticed the same stray dog, a yellow-coated mutt, about 5 years old, so thin its ribs showed. Each morning, it would grab a piece of beef from the village market or a backyard, then disappear into the jungle. The villagers grew angry, calling it a thief. Some even spoke of setting traps. But Samuel wondered, if it's just a stray, why doesn't it eat the meat right away? Why take it deep into the forest? One morning, Samuel thought about following, but a neighbor stopped him. "Don't waste your strength, old man. It's just a mangy mutt causing trouble." Samuel stood there, watching as the dog vanished into the thick, humid trees. But the question gnawed at him. What was the dog hiding in the jungle? The next day, Samuel picked up a walking stick and quietly followed. The jungle was heavy with damp air, roots twisting beneath his boots. And then he froze. In a clearing, a jaguar, the leopard of the Amazon, lay on the ground, barely breathing. Its front paw was caught in a steel trap, dried blood crusting around the wound. Right in front of it, the stray dog gently placed the chunk of beef down, then sat, tail wagging softly, as if waiting. Samuel's heart skipped a beat. Terrified but resolute, Samuel stepped forward. The jaguar let out a weak growl, eyes burning, but it had no strength left to attack. With trembling hands, Samuel wedged the stick into the trap. The iron snapped open with a harsh metallic crack. The jaguar pulled its paw free, staggering back, trembling. The stray barked softly, circling with joy. And in that moment, Samuel realized this ragged dog had been keeping the great predator alive for days. When Samuel told the story, no one believed him. A dog feeding a jaguar? Impossible! But curiosity spread. A few villagers followed him back into the forest. And there, with their own eyes, they saw it. The same stray dog, carrying meat, sitting quietly beside the injured jaguar. The skeptical frowns slowly melted into stunned silence. A week later, Samuel returned to the clearing. The trap was gone, the jaguar was gone. Only the dog remained, waiting. Then, a deep growl echoed from the shadows. The jaguar stepped out, stronger now. But it was not alone. Beside her padded a tiny jaguar cub, barely 3 months old, its spotted coat shining in the sunday. Samuel's throat tightened. The dog had not just saved a predator, it had saved a mother and her baby. After that day, the jaguar never appeared again. But Samuel knew, between that wild cat and the ragged stray, there now existed a bond, invisible to the world, written only in kindness. A bond that defied the laws of nature itself. That evening, Samuel sat on his porch, gently stroking the dog's thin head. He whispered softly, "You're not a thief. You're the savior of an entire species." The story spread through the village. Those who once wanted to trap the dog now wiped tears when they remembered its loyalty. But if you think this was the most miraculous story, then you haven't heard about the dog that led lost tiger cubs back to their den, but no one expected who their real mother was. Don't miss the video right beside this one, because when the truth was revealed, the world wept.